Hi, I'm Dr. Sitaramam Emani, and she is my sister, Miss Surya Prabha Emani. We invite you to create and enjoy the new world of real democracy which we have envisaged, where every citizen is a ruler. The citizens shall elect their representatives, not the rulers, to present their needs and decisions in the parliaments and municipal councils. Citizens shall have to actively participate in periodic elections for 12 to 15 days in a year for the success of our democracy. We named it People's Democracy and Rule of Majority, but these two terms were sufficiently misused and abused. We drafted this constitution for real democracy with essential minimum of the articles. Hence, we changed the name to Essentials of Democracy. Before you accept our invitation, we have to consider four questions. Do we really need a change? Who shall bring the change? What change is needed? And how to bring the change? We consider the first two questions now. The democracy we proposed satisfies the third question, and we enlist few features compared with existing system. Finally, we consider how transition is possible from the existing systems to our democracy. We witnessed many unwanted things and events with the existing and old systems. Wars, aggressions, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, chemical weapons, biological weapons, serious injuries to environment, financial dominance, futile globalization, and exploitation of the weak. All these are because of the decisions of one or few persons, and most of them shall be blocked in our democracy. If we consider the economic strata of any society, poor people are with insufficient income for basic needs of survival. They are less than 1% of the total population. Rich people with large savings of their huge income are also less than 1% only, and majority people are of the middle economic class with small savings after attending their needs and wants. These are the people funding the governments mostly, and these are the most sufferers of the government decisions. These frustrated people feel the need of a change and spend substantial time in futile political discussions very often. Here we present few features of our democracy for them to decide whether it suits to their needs without hurting the interests of the rich while taking care of the poor. This democracy is founded on two principles of natural justice. Every citizen shall have a right to basic needs of survival, and every person in the nation shall have a right to deserving status proportionate to his contribution. We enlisted five fundamental rights in Article 3. out of which food, housing, education, and health care shall be provided by the governments to the deprived citizens, but not free. Those who avail the facility may have to pay by cash or service, and the property is not a basic need. We enlisted 5 fundamental duties in Article 4. Neglect of these fundamental duties is the only punishable offense. Most of these disputes shall be resolved by the government departments to the satisfaction of the people in municipal constituency meetings. Despite disputes related to rights of others and the Constitution may have to be subjected to judicial proceedings in courts of law. We enlisted 5 directive principles for the governments in Article 5. The governments must try to improve the quality of life in line with these directive principles. Protection of rights, prevention of crime, and international cooperation shall be placed on priority list. Security of territories and the progressive natural development are mandatory. We proposed primary elections for municipal constituencies in 2 phases in Article 6. Every citizen shall nominate one citizen domiciled in the constituency in the first phase of elections. This ensures a satisfactory choice for citizens and their participation in elections. First few members with majority nominations in first phase of elections shall be the contestants in second phase of elections. Political parties are not allowed in our democracy. Members for the state and national parliaments shall be elected from the members elected in these primary elections only. People shall elect their representatives only in our democracy, not the rulers as in other systems. Any elected member shall have to be elected first in primary elections for municipal constituency, and matters in any house shall be decided by majority by transfer of vote of the people by elected members. We classified the bills for approval in the parliaments into 6 types in Article 12. Finance, regulatory, and developmental bills must be approved before execution. Emergency bills must be approved before 6 months after the first day of execution. Confidential bills must be approved before 6 months after completion of execution, and a constitution amendment bill must be approved twice before execution and 1 year after the first day of execution. We described the distribution of revenue and expenses in Article 14. People who contributed shall have the right on revenue to be utilized for their advantage as per their choice and priority. We described the judiciary and dispute resolution in Article 15. As we observed in Article 4, Neglect of any fundamental duty is the only crime, mostly decided by the government departments to the satisfaction of the people in municipal constituency meetings. Property disputes are decided by the local governments as per government records to the satisfaction of the local people. Other disputes related to injury to personal rights may have to be subjected to judicial proceedings in criminal courts. The first court to resolve such disputes may be the People's Court in municipal constituency meetings. The apex court is the People's Court where the decision is by majority vote of the citizens of the territory when the parties for the dispute are the local people of the territory are not satisfied with the decision by a judicial court. Now we welcome you to study this model constitution and fulfill your part of effort for the construction of the new world with democracy we proposed for security, peace and prosperity of the people and of the nation. We drafted this model constitution for democracy with a preamble and 24 articles in 18 parts. This constitution can be adopted with smooth transition in any country where people have a voting right. People can conduct primary elections privately for municipal constituencies and nominate their candidates for official elections. Once their candidates are elected for the parliaments, they can adopt this constitution with immediate effect. We trust that this system shall be friction-free and user-friendly by the second term of primary elections. We thank you and leave it for you to proceed. Thank you.